I had stuff all over. And the key with this is you got to keep your fingers smooth here. And after a while, the caulking builds up, and I'm wiping it off, and now I cleaned it off, and I'm ready to go again. And I found that I'm not really using my my sponge that much. I know those first couple I did with my sponge, and then I noticed I was thinking to myself, oh, this is okay, and I was putting on a little bit too much. And because of that, I'm trying to wipe it off, and then it gets over on the top of the tiles and all that kind of stuff. And then your next line, if your next line is slightly wet, you don't get a good chance of wiping your grout or your caulking off. Okay, so I found by just, see, I've got a little bit deeper line here, and I just putting a little bit in there, not a whole lot. Keep your pressure on your caulk gun. I always check that a couple times. And I've got some on my finger. Now I want to wipe that off, because if I kept wiping it, it just gets bigger and bigger on the other tiles, see? I wipe that off, and then I can wipe on the excess, and I can feel it with my fingers. If there's any excess. There. Wipe that off. Try to get it off the tips of my fingers. Check that. Wipe that off. And I go on my next line, deciding where that is. This one looks a little suspect too. I'm gonna do this one. See, I'm hardly getting any in there at all. Even though my tip is as big as it is, just because I'm going back and forth like this. Just take your time. You can do this. That one I could tell I didn't have to wipe it halfway down like the other one. Now I can wipe on the outside of the tile. If I feel any little bits that I need to wipe off. There. Oh, that one's nice. Boy, I could do all the tiles if I wanted, but I'm not gonna. Jeez, oh, there's so much I'm gonna do here. And I'll do it as much as I feel like. Stop, have Mommy look at it, and hopefully she doesn't tell me to do more. Yeah. Oh, this was a little bit tricky. That gets me the caulking right where I need. Press that back off. And this one, see, I gotta only do just a little and then take it off. Now I can see right there where I can put a little bit. And right there. Get the rest of that off. Put it on my hand, like my staging area. I can go over the surface of the tile and get it cleaned off. Now if you want, when you're all done, that looks nice. I can't even tell if there's caulking there or not. or grout. When you get done, what you could do is come back a day later, let's say. Take your sponge, after everything's dry, take your sponge, feel on the outside. If you feel anything, you know that's a little bit of the caulking residue, and you can scrub that off. That's what I'm going to do with this. When I get all done, yeah, I'm going to go the extra mile, and I'm going to do that because I don't want it on the surface, especially if you have any light. And I can see light on here. If there was any residue caulking on there, I'd see it. Okay? Oh, it's just pushing in a little. All because I've got a small little, see my fingers, my tip of my fingers kind of getting sticky. And I could use another one, or I can use on this side. Usually I try to use my right one, but you know, if you get into a corner, you gotta use both hands. That's the trick. If you don't get this, if you don't wipe off the excess before you go all the way down, you're gonna get it all over. Okay. Okay. I'm liking everything so far. Got my knee pad down here. This one. This one, yeah, this one's. When you're standing up, you're looking, you might think, oh, everything's done, fine. Then get in the tub and look the other way, and then go from left to right, look left to right, and then top to bottom. And some that you think, so I don't want to get my finger wet. I shouldn't have done that. Some you might think, oh, it's fine, and then you go back and you think, oh, I can see it coming back from right to left as opposed to left to right, or up and down, or whatever, okay? That's, I just put on the palm of my hand too, okay? That's all I want. I'm not even going to get the sponge out, try to wipe it off and stuff, because then I get the next line wet, and then it doesn't want to go as easily, okay? This one, I'm going to do this one too. Make sure your tip's in there at the right angle. If it's not going in, you might want to twist your tip, you know, just a little bit. You might think, oh, there, it's going better. Okay. I got constant pressure on my handle. Okay. That one's getting sticky, so I'm going to use my other finger. I'll use my thumb. Okay, that one looks good. Okay, so I'm just going to keep working. I've got this one down here, a few here, and I've got this little section left to go. And then I'll be done. Now, if you have to go around a soap dish or where your shampoo is, and if you put a little bit and you don't like how it's not matching, you may have to re-caulk the whole top or go around the top and the side, you know, so everything looks nice and uniform. You know what I mean? Because I did around the shower cubby holder for the shampoo, and it wasn't really blending in too well, so I had to do a little bit extra. Okay. Good Lord. My eyes are getting buggy. Just take your time. Don't rush. When you rush, it's not going to come out. And you'll get your own tip, your technique going. And you'll get the idea of it. Just get in there and do it. Just do it. You know? You're only going to learn so much by watching my videos or by reading something or watching somebody. The next thing is doing it. And you'll find, oh, this isn't as easy as I thought, or this is easier than I thought, or, you know, everything you do, you're going to find maybe you read something and that helped you a little bit, and you watched something and that helped you a little bit, and then that kind of graduates over to you actually doing it yourself. All right, looks like there's a little darkness on the inside of that, so there, got it covered. Okay. Now see, I'm just twisting the tip a little bit for how I'm holding the gun at this angle. I'm filling it in. And I'm trying to get all of it. You leave with just a little, that's okay, but I'm trying to get as much of it as possible without overdoing it, you know. Get back up. See, my fingers are getting a little sticky, and before long I'm gonna have to wipe this off, because the key is to have a nice smooth finger, you know. There. Oh, sweet. I'm liking that. Okay. Okie dokie. Alright, I'm going to do some more, and I'll show you a little bit more in a minute.